Hi there, I'm Gaz from CanIPhish. In this video, we're going to walk through the steps to onboard your first customer. This demonstration is for users with access to our partner features who want to follow a step-by-step guided tour. Along the way, I'll make recommendations where you should pause the video so that you can work on your own setup and follow along. By the end, you'll be ready to launch a campaign with your first customer. Here are the steps that we'll cover. First up will be master tenant setup tips. Then we'll take a look at the access requirements that you need within your customer's environment. Then we'll look at how to create a tenant, verifying a customer domain, adding your customer's employees, setting up Allowlisting, and finally allocating licenses to your new customer tenant. First of all, we have the master tenant setup. This first step is optional, but it's highly recommended as it saves you time down the track. We're going to set up our master tenant with configuration we want on all of our subtenants. Think white label settings, custom content, platform settings, and admin accounts. Let's start with the key feature, white labeling. To get started, head to platform settings, appearance settings, white label configuration, toggle to yes, and then click configure. We have a verbose knowledge base and video walkthroughs throughout the platform to help you every step of the way. I recommend pausing this video now and getting your white label configured by following the setup wizard. Okay, now that white labeling is set up, let's cover some other settings that you might want to configure. First of all, we have user management. And this is where you could add your employees so that when you create a new tenant, they are automatically added. You can also change the look and feel of the platform. So, for example, you could go into notification settings and then configure the training assignment email. As you can see, it's already inherited our white label configuration, but you can also change the content of the email. You can also change the appearance of the learner modules. So, for example, you could move away from the default colorful theme and potentially choose a theme like this, which may be more relevant to the organization. You can also go ahead and make changes to the actual training modules themselves. So, for example, if you wanted to add your own flavor to this phishing training module, you can go ahead and just change the content. You can also create your own modules from scratch, and this will allow your users to have a truly bespoke experience. Once you've configured the tenant, head back to the customer management dashboard, and now let's take a look at our master tenant syncing tools. This power user view lets you sync settings and content from your master tenant to your subtenants. We'll start by ensuring that our automated configuration sync options are both set to enabled. This will ensure that any new tenants we create adopt the white label and platform user settings that we currently have in our master tenant. We can also use the one-off tenant syncs above as needed. Now, before we jump in and create a new tenant, let's talk about the access that is required for you to fully onboard a customer. There are three key components. Firstly, you're going to need access to an email account on their domain. This is so you can perform a challenge response. You must also have permission to configure mail flow and spam filtering. This will enable you to perform allow listing. And lastly, it's advantageous you have the appropriate login credentials to access Entra ID or Google Workspace. This will allow you to utilize directory syncing. It's not a must, but it will make your life managing end users a whole lot easier. Okay, with that out the way, let's go ahead and create a tenant. In the customer management dashboard, it's as easy as choosing the most appropriate storage region and then giving the tenant a name. Keep it user friendly as it'll help you identify who's who when you're managing more tenants. We'll make up a company called PowerTech and then click Create Tenant. It'll only take a few seconds, and now you'll notice that a new customer tenant called PowerTech has been created. I'm going to use the drop down menu to jump into that new tenant. I can also use the top bar to switch between my tenants. This top bar is handy because it'll show you what tenant you're in just in case you forget. Now, the next step is to verify the domain, and this will allow you to send phishing and training to email addresses on the new customer's domain. Head to Employees, and then click Verification, and click Verify a new domain. If you're following along, now's a good time to pause the video and complete the domain verification process. If you need help, there's a video tutorial to help you every step of the way. Okay, so back in the customer tenant, you've just verified their domain. Now let's add the customer's employees. You can do this by clicking on New Employee List. And once again, there's a walkthrough video that'll guide you through this process every step of the way. I also highly recommend checking out our knowledge base, particularly this employee list article. It will walk you through the different types of employee lists that you can use and how to set them up. Now's a great time to pause this video and set up your employee lists. Now, the next step is to set up Allow Listing, and this will ensure phishing and training emails land in users' inboxes. Every organization is going to have a different setup, so you'll first want to understand your customer's configuration. And once you know what tools they're using, you can follow the appropriate Allow Listing guide. Now is a great time to pause this video and set up your Allow Listing before we jump into the final step. Once you've finished setting up Allow Listing, you're technically ready to start sending phishing and training. The final step is to ensure that you have enough licenses. New partners will have access to a license allocation table. It can be found at the bottom of the customer management dashboard by clicking on Manage Billing. It's as easy as provisioning the required licenses from your pool. If you're using our legacy individual tenant billing mode, you'll need to purchase a standalone subscription for each new tenant. And there you have it, onboarding a new customer from A to Z. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the team. Thanks for tuning in.